write, they call, they put voice message in WhatsApp, and letters is disappearing. It's just to know that we have some letters and we have to protect them. And it's a humanity treasure. It's a humanity treasure. It's for humanity treasure. Because each language has its philosophy, its a way to think, its a way to see the world. If I could learn all the languages in the world, I will. And we have to protect it too, because we can say maybe people who write and read in Amharic, there are about maybe 100 million, 100 million. We are about dream to be rich, so they send the kids in the European schools in Africa. So the teaching of Amarina, of the Geese, could be weak and disappear. It's the first thing. And if we have it in the African Union as the official language, it will be protected, and it will be protected, and it will be, we will have everything in this language. And it's for all Africa. It's for Ethiopia. So people say, why you do that for Ethiopia? I say it's for all Africa, and it's for the world too. I think that I have to say, and
which one do you prefer? Are they going to ask you some questions, or do these gentlemen deliver some speech?
I think that if you can say things about it, we can discuss, and it will be important for the audience to ask questions too.
So let's start from.
Then I will talk about how continue and the objectives. And so,
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank ISAT in general and Mr. Gira in particular for facilitating such a kind of platform like Sylvester Williams, who organized the first Pan-African movement. The same holds true for Mrs. or Miss. Mrs. or Miss? Okay.
Doctor.
Okay. Dr. Rahmato Keita. And I'm really speechless for her extraordinary deeds. And she has struggled a lot and passed through treacherous terrain to reach at this level. And her ultimate motto is Delance for Amharic as one of African Union official languages. And she said, let's inscribe Amharic in the first African Union official language. For this, she has many reasons. The first and foremost is that Ethiopia is the land of origins. It's a source and cradle of mankind because of archaeological discovery. Different scholars unanimously agree that there are different skeletons or fossils that is discovered in the eastern part of Africa in general and in Ethiopia in particular. She mentioned Lucy. However, there is also another ramid which exceeds from Lucy by 1 million years that was discovered by Professor Pinwhite of the United States of America, Dr. Jeniswa of Japan, and Dr. Brahane Asfaw of Ethiopia. So as Ethiopia is one of the cradle of mankind, she wants to trace with that. Secondly, I have to appreciate her presentation in her third language. Her first language is there. She's a speaker of French, and she has tried her level best to explicitly explain her view in a very vivid and lucid language, I can say. Then, why Amharic? It is the first and foremost language that interconnected or a lingua franca of more than 80 nations, nationalities, and peoples. As she underscored, Amharic is widely spoken in Eritrea. The president also is a fluent speaker of Amharic language. The same holds true in Egypt. The Egyptian president is very fluent in speaking the Amharic language. Besides, in the northern frontier district of Kenya, Amharic is widely spoken, particularly in Marsabit, Sololo, and Isiolo. When you look at the 2004 American Act, let me read here. Amharic, according to the Language Access Act of 2004 of the United States of America, it made Amharic as one of the 6 non-English languages recognized in Washington, D.C., allowing for government services and educational opportunities. Let alone in Africa, which is the birthplace of Amharic language, but also it is widely spoken in the United States of America. When I made a speech in Silver Spring, Atlanta, Houston, San Jose, and different parts of the United States of America, including New Jersey, there were thousands and thousands of speakers of the Amharic language who communicated with me with this. And Amharic is widely spoken in South Africa. I had the chance to access a book entitled Bet Israel Katran Skazari. And the author of that book was Dr. Amsanu Mahari. He's a Jew or Israelite. And when I asked that, more than 100,000 speakers of Amharic language are found in Israel. So it's better for all of us to make or to struggle for Amharic to be one among the official, the 7th actually official language of the African Union. Because remember, for the first time in the history of the blacks, our ancestors warred of colonialism and fought at most gallantry against Italian fascist forces. And during that time, the means of communication of the Ethiopian patriots was Amharic. You see, using Amharic language as a means of communication for intelligence as well as for military service, they successfully smashed the European colonialist force. Therefore, we can trace this to the Pan-Africanist Conference. She has to be labeled as the founding father of Pan-Africanism, Dr. William E. Burger Dubois and Marcus Garvey. Because once the idea, the grand noble idea, would be conceived in one area and then spread to different parts. And I'm quite confident Rahmato Keita will never stop until she reaches to her destiny. Because of the time constraints, I don't want to go in depth with this. Otherwise, I can explicitly explain several matters. You see, in the southern part of Africa, in Europe, I made a speech actually in Berlin, Frankfurt, Nuremberg, Stockholm, Paris, and Amsterdam. And in all places, I met thousands and thousands of Ethiopians who speak in the Amharic language. Surprisingly and more interestingly enough, if you go to Sweden, they teach Amharic for different people as one of their languages. So from this, one can easily deduce that if we encourage her, if we support her, if we go hand in hand with Mrs. Rahmato Keita, I'm quite confident that we would, in a way, make Amharic as one of the official language of Africa. Oblivious the fact that Amharic is not attached to only the Amhara community. Some stand unanimously against the Amharic language. This is really sad. Oblivious of this fact, I can say. This is sad. It is a language of Ethiopians. It is one among the binding factor or the link for Africans. So, sorry for elongating my speech. Let me stop here and give away to our famous Professor Fukre Tolesa Jigsa, who had made extensive research in the Amharic language, and I think the platform will be open for Professor Fukre.
May I start with my...
ይሰማል ፕሮፌሰር ገባላቸው እና